Okay, have you ever stopped to think that the look of your microwave or maybe your fridge could actually be giving clues about like where you'll be sitting in a restaurant next month?
It sounds a little strange when you put it like that, doesn't it?
It does, but that's exactly the fascinating connection we're digging into today.
Yeah, it's really intriguing, this idea that our home kitchens, our most personal spaces,
Hmm.
might be sort of mirroring what's happening in the restaurants we go out to. It
Exactly.
suggests there's some shared, maybe subconscious feeling about how we want our surroundings designed.
Totally. And we've got this really insightful piece from Sunbin Shi, the CEO of ASKT Furniture. They're a big deal in European furniture sourcing.
Ah, yes, a real expert voice.
Right. So our mission today for everyone listening is to really unpack the emerging trends in restaurant furniture for 2025, 2026. But it's not just about what's in. We want to get at what these trends are telling us about what people actually want, what feeling they're searching for.
And looking at it broadly, it seems like the aesthetics of our kitchens, these everyday spaces, are setting an emotional tone. That baseline feeling, it appears to be kind of rippling outwards, influencing commercial spaces, especially restaurants.
Absolutely. And the core idea, like Sunbin Chi points out, is that kitchens aren't just about function anymore. It's not just about cooking.
Hmm.
They're setting an emotional vibe, and that vibe is now shaping the furniture we find when we eat out. So where do we even start with all these signals?
Well, one of the most prominent trends jumping out is green, the color green.
Green.
Yeah, it's really moving beyond just being, an accent color here and there. It's becoming a main theme in restaurant design.
Right, so we're not just talking a couple of potted
No,
plants.
definitely not.
The analysis mentions specific greens, doesn't it? Olive, eucalyptus.
Soft sage green, yeah, those kinds of tones.
It feels quite different from some of the maybe cooler, more industrial looks we've seen lately. Why green, do you think? What's behind that?
It's interesting psychologically. The piece describes green as the color of hope.
Hope.
Yeah,
Wow.
which is quite powerful. It's also seen as warm, emotional, very human. Maybe it's about connecting with nature, finding some calm, even when you're out.
That makes sense. And it's not just paint on the walls, right? It's actually in the furniture
Oh,
itself.
absolutely. They're already prototyping dining chairs in, like, textured green velvets and those buccal fabrics everyone loves.
Oh, buccal. Yeah.
Imagine sitting in a really rich olive green velvet chair. It's just a completely different feeling than, say, a minimalist plastic one.
It really creates a mood. And it sounds like this isn't just designers dreaming this up. There's real demand.
Yes, apparently in Germany and the Netherlands, clients are specifically asking for dining sets with an organic feel.
Organic feel. What does that mean in practice?
Well, it's partly materials, but also this idea of visual softness.
Hmm.
Like you look at it and it just looks comfortable, perceived comfort.
Gotcha. So it invites you in visually.
Hmm.
Okay, so these lovely green tones, how are they being used? Are they just on their own or paired with other things?
Good question. The expectation is we'll see them contrasted quite a bit. Think matte black bases or maybe brushed gold.
Oh, okay.
It creates this elegant contrast, right? The warmth of the green pops against the more refined metal or dark base.
I can picture that. Sounds quite chic, but still welcoming. And wasn't there an insider tip about a specific combo?
Yes, this is interesting. Deep olive or sage green chairs paired specifically with natural walnut tabletops.
Walnut.
Nice. Yeah, the idea is that combination hits this sweet spot of calming and upscale.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently perfect for boutique hotels or those slightly fancier cafes where you want people to linger.
Makes sense. Okay, so green is definitely having a moment, bringing warmth and nature in. What's the next big thing?
The next major trend seems to be this shift towards rounder, gentler shapes in the furniture itself.
How interesting.
And it kind of mirrors what's happening with appliances, actually. Think about how kitchen stuff used to be very boxy, very sharp edges.
Yeah, totally.
Now things are getting softer, rounder silhouettes, more approachable.
You're so right. My toaster definitely has smoother corners now than it used to. So how does that translate to restaurant chairs and tables?
Well, it means moving away from those very straight, sometimes quite severe, Nordic lines that were popular for a while,
Okay.
and moving towards more embracing shapes, like shell chairs, but maybe with wider backs that feel like they're kind of hugging you, or dining chairs designed to cradle you a bit.
Embracing. I like that. Sounds much more inviting, less, I don't know, rigid.
Exactly.
Oh,
Look,
yeah.
and you have to wonder if it affects more than just how it looks.
Like how long people stay.
Precisely. The analysis connects these comfy, rounder shapes directly to hospitality and dwell time.
Dwell time, right.
The theory is, if the furniture feels physically good, people relax more. And then they naturally spend more time there. Maybe order dessert, another drink.
And there was a concrete example of this, wasn't there? Something from Slovenia?
Yes, a really compelling case study. A client there switched their chairs to a model with rounder edges, just smoother lines.
Yeah.
And they reported, apparently, a 20% increase in how long customers spent dining.
Wow, 20%. That's significant.
It really is. The piece calls it science meeting psychology, a seemingly small design tweak impacting behavior directly.
That really shows how much thought goes into this stuff. Okay, so we've got calming green, we've got softer, embracing shapes. What else is creating this new restaurant atmosphere?
Another key piece is about color harmonies and the mood created by the materials used together. Just like our kitchen appliances are getting warmer, you see those champagne, sand colors, soft metallics.
Yeah, I've noticed that trend. Very different from just plain stainless steel.
Right. And those warmer tones of the kitchen, they give off this feeling of maybe emotional security, comfort, a bit of subtle luxury.
Okay, so how does that play out in restaurant furniture?
We're seeing chair upholstery being paired with brushed metal frames in those same warm tones. Think champagne gold, maybe an anodized copper, or a soft matte chrome.
Ah, matching the legs to the vibe.
Exactly. But the crucial thing is the intention. It's not just throwing materials together. The goal is harmony.
So creating a really cohesive look and feel.
Precisely. The analysis uses the phrase harmonize, not just decorate.
I like that.
When the colors and finishes blend properly, the whole space feels more curated, more thought through, not chaotic or random.
And there was a personal story illustrating this from Düsseldorf.
Yes, the author mentioned seeing this small eatery where the chair legs perfectly matched the finish on the overhead lights.
Oh, nice detail.
Super subtle, right?
Yeah.
You might not consciously notice it. But that connection, that visual thread, apparently gave the place a real designer boutique feel, even though it was just a small spot.
It shows the power of those little coordinated touches. It really feels like it's about crafting the whole experience, which I guess leads us to this bigger idea of emotional design. What's that all about?
Yeah, this is sort of the umbrella over everything. The core idea is that come 2025, people will choose furniture less on just looks or pure function, and more on how it makes them feel.
Ah, okay. So a real shift from maybe the very functional focus we saw in the 2010s.
Exactly. It's moving beyond just ticking boxes. Is it sturdy? Is it the right size? Towards tapping into emotional responses. The piece suggests that furniture buyers, product managers, they almost need to think like storytellers now.
Storytellers, how so?
Well, they need to consider the narrative of the space. What emotions are we trying to evoke here? Is this a place for calm connection? Or is it about energy and speed? The furniture needs to support that story.
That's a really powerful way to frame it, designing the emotional journey of the customer through the space. And tactile stuff plays a big role too, right?
Texture. Oh, hugely. There's a definite uptick in interest in textured surfaces. Things like ribbed fabrics, that nubby buccal we mentioned, even raw wood grains you can actually feel.
Yeah, things you want to touch.
Exactly. It's not just about looking good.
So why the focus on texture? What's the psychology there?
The idea is it creates a more direct, almost visceral connection between the person and the object, the furniture. These textures kind of invite touch, you know? And that physical interaction, that feeling, helps build a memory. It makes the experience more memorable, less generic, and encourages people to come back.
It makes the space feel less cold, more real, more human maybe.
That's the perfect word. The conclusion in the analysis really hammers this home. Dining furniture in 2025-26 is becoming fundamentally more human. It's prioritizing emotion, connection, not just pure aesthetics anymore.
Okay, so let's just quickly recap the big takeaways. We're seeing shapes getting rounder, more embracing to make us feel welcome and stay longer.
Yep.
We've got warmer colors and materials working together harmoniously, creating this sense of curated comfort.
Coordinated feel.
And green is stepping up as a major player, bringing in that feeling of hope, nature, and calm.
Definitely a key color trend.
And underpinning all of this is this move towards emotional design, focusing on how the furniture makes us feel using texture and story.
Exactly. It's all about the feeling, the connection, the human experience within the space.
It's amazing how these subtle design shifts really reflect something deeper about what we're looking for. Sunbin Chi ends with a fantastic question, doesn't she? Aimed at designers.
Yeah, it's a great one. Are you designing furniture that talks to today's appliances or to tomorrow's emotions?
Ooh, that's a challenge.
It is, and it's probably relevant beyond just furniture designers, really.
Mm.
These trends in restaurants, there are likely signals about broader desires,
Yeah.
that underlying human need for comfort, for connection, for, positive feelings in all sorts of environments.
Absolutely. It makes you think, how are these lifestyle signals playing out elsewhere in our offices, our homes, public spaces? Definitely food for thought.
For sure.
Well, thanks for digging into that with us today.
Loving that.
Fascinating stuff.